Daiwa frames. One of the, it's at the cheaper end of the quality reel scale. Probably not one that a lot of the more serious anglers would buy, but it's actually quite a good reel. It's pretty light. It's got a really nice, sensitive, progressive drag on it. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of an upgrade on its drag system. While we're doing that, we might have a little bit of a chat about whether what's better, a Daiwa drag or a Shimano drag. I know what I think. In my opinion, I much prefer the Daiwa drags. I think they're pretty good. Now this reel, there's nothing wrong with the drag on it, it's working quite well. As I said, the frames is at the budget end of the better reels. It's generally cheaper than, you know, something like a Stratic or whatever. But it's quite simple to upgrade the drags on them. These reels have a felt drag in them, but it's quite a nice, it's a very nice feeling drag. And they've got fibre washers, so they're felt. I'm actually gonna save these washers. I'm not going to throw them away. We need to get the rest of it out. Oh, I just damaged one of the washers then, I think. So these washers are still, even though I use this reel mainly in the salt water, these washers are still, the felt washers are still pretty good. And they're much bigger than what's in the Shimanos. But what we're going to do is we're going to clean this reel up, or this drag up. It'll only take a couple of minutes. And even though I said that I really like the Daiwa drags, and I do, really do prefer them to most Shimano drags. But give it a very good clean, and you can see in there it's actually probably see a bit better now that I've turned the light on. It's actually you just want to get all that old grease and everything out, any bits of felt that are in there. And the reason you would do this is because, not that there's anything wrong with the Daiwa drag system. I really, as I've said a couple of times already, I really like them. But a carbon, I think I know what's going on with my light. Okay, back to the drawing board. So what a Carbon-Tex drag system will give you is you won't need to screw it down anywhere near as far. You'll get higher potentially higher drag out of it, and you shouldn't lose any of the progressiveness that Daiwas typically have. And look, for a reel that's at the cheaper end of the market, I'm going to do one of their dearer ones later, but for a reel that's at the cheaper end of the market, this is actually got a really nice drag on it. Give the washers a clean. So when you upgrade it, that's the Carbontex kit. A lot of Daiwas, Fuegos, Ballistics, Tatulas, Legalese, Excella, Sols, Cages, Caldeas, TD Blacks, Revros, Agrest, Aid, Tierra, Crossfire, Laguna, the Kicks, which I'll do a bit later. Caldea I'll do a bit later. Actually, Caldea I've already done. Freems, which is this one, and so on. So, Carbontex kit J678801. So I'll pull the 3 washers out, and they simply replace the existing ones. What I'm going to do though is those existing ones are in good condition and they can be used in any of those Daiwa reels. So should I need a new washer, and I haven't got a Carbontex one here, I will use one of them. It's raining pretty good today. Okay. Kel's Universal Reel Grease. Don't want too much, just a little bit of drag grease, reel grease on the drag washers. As I said, you don't want too much. Now the deal is here, fit one in, okay, then a washer, drag washer, now with Carbon Tech washers you do not need to use grease, they can go in dry. I prefer them with grease. I think it just makes them that little bit smoother. As I said, you really don't need much grease to do these. This one here, like the Shimano system, and as I said, the main difference between this and a Shimano drag in most of its common small to mid-size reels is the diameter. The diameter of the Daiwa drags is quite a bit larger than the Shimano. So I think that is one of the reasons why they're a lot smoother out of the box. Got an East Coast low happening here at the moment, so low pressure system driving across, so only one side of this needs any grease. And that's it. So almost did get the rest of the grease off my fingers. And it's just a case of locking the clip in. And then the next thing you need to do is just to line up so you want to have, so the square slots, or sorry, they're actually a rectangle, they're not square, so they just need to line up, which is what I've just done. Grease away, and then we will put that back on the reel. So this should go pretty much straight on now. There you go. And that's what happens when you line the rectangular slots up. Lock it down and then back it off. There we go. Perfect. And that's going to work an absolute treat.